You're gonna get hit. Got hit. Before that, you know, he wasn't just trash. So he always showed power and speed before that. PD is gonna enhance.
And they are very great at spinning the narratives and putting a certain narrative out there that is not true. If he posted that little video, tell him to post the full sparring. If he posted full sparring, I bet you the entire world would say, I beat the shit.
Yeah. He just capping for like social media. Like he not gonna be like realistic about the situation. The thing, like the behind the scenes shit, like I talk to these people behind the scenes too. It ain't like he's the only person who's having conversations behind the scene. I know the full numbers of everything.
The tension between these fighters just got a whole lot more real. Devin Haney dropped sparring footage showing Keyshawn Davis giving Shakur Stevenson a serious problem. And just like that, the rivalry took on a whole new level of intensity. But Shakur Stevenson wasn't having it. He fired back, calling the footage manipulated and flat-out fake, insisting that when those gloves touched, it was him who was controlling Keyshawn Davis the entire time.
Video of you two sparring, and you can hear you say, I guess after one round, like, yo, that's it, I'm tired, I'm done.
Did you watch the video though?
Yeah, I watched it, but I was like, yo.
Did you see the smile on my face?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the smile on my face?
But you know how the way they leaked it, they tried to give it as if you were like,
because once again, like I said, I'm not trying to spend 20 minutes talking about Devin or anything with him, but he has media and he has a lot of media people that he's really close with.
Meanwhile, talks for a Shakur versus Haney fight are still very much alive. And in a surprising move, Shakur has gone on record saying he'd take the smallest payday of his career just to get this fight made. Because for him, it's about more than money.
Just fight him.
Yeah, but why would I fight this for the least money that I could get when it's like, okay, cool, let's go through the WBC, because that's what I did that they trying to ignore. Right. They going to ignore that whole part. I said, WBC, y'all do y'all job, enforce the fight, and we're going to do it that way. They gave him the deadline to figure out was he going to fight me or fight Regis. That man decided to move up. Yeah. But I really made the WBC do their job. That's what it really came down to. And whatever percentage that they was going to offer, that's what it was going to be at the end of the day.
So if they would have came back and said 75-25, would you
I would have had no choice. I just try to go around the bullshit that was presented, because that's bullshit. Like, I'm a 2-division world champ. I unified at 130 in one of the biggest fights at 130.
And as if things couldn't get more heated, more sparring footage between Devin and Shakur has now made its way online. And what people are seeing is raising some serious questions about where Shakur truly stands against elite competition.
Get me when you want me. Corner him off, you got to jam the brakes. That's it, right there.
Bernie the Boxer is stepping in with some real talk. He's putting Bill Haney's matchmaking reputation under microscope, and his message to Devin is simple. Stop playing it safe and go get one of the big ones. Either Keyshawn Davis or Shakur Stevenson. Prove it.
Keyshawn or Devin, or fighting Shakur or Devin, or Keyshawn, Devin fighting either one of those guys, that's a turned up fight. Him, Tank, that's all that turned up. Feel me? Them is the fights right there. Them is the crest of the crest. People want to see turned up fights.
Obviously, Bill Haney's get lots of praises for his matchmaking lately. You know, obviously with the Terrence Crawford and Canelo, you know, and obviously Devin Haney's career, right? But
I think he didn't have no matchmaking with that. I mean, he did put that bug in Crawford's ear, but that's it. How far are we gonna go with that? How far are we gonna go with that?
I mean, they asked him what made you feel like you could move up to fight, you know,
yeah.
Canelo, and it's
I said he put the bug in his ear. That's it. He just put the bug in his ear.
The boxing world is buzzing right now, and it's getting louder by the day. Fresh sparring footage has hit the internet, and it's setting off a firestorm. On top of that, an insider took to X with a bold claim, revealing that according to a source close to Keyshawn Davis's camp, Keyshawn has been consistently getting the better of Shakur Stevenson behind closed doors. And word is when that footage leaked, things got heated between the two fighters fast.
Posted on X, stating, "It has been revealed by a close personal source of mine who is close to Keyshawn Davis's team that Keyshawn Davis consistently outperformed Shakur Stevenson in sparring sessions. Due to the sparring film being leaked, Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis reportedly got into a heated argument earlier this morning for not posting the full sparring session. Rumor has it that if Keyshawn Davis defeats Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson defeats Ryan Garcia..."
Bernie breaks down what's really going on between Keyshawn and Devin. He makes it clear Keyshawn is the one chasing this fight, not the other way around, and he's been calling for it for years. Bernie also points out that Keyshawn's real launching pad was supposed to be a fight with Tio, a matchup that could have catapulted his career. But here we are, and one thing for certain, Keyshawn Davis doesn't back down from anyone.
Keyshawn been talking about Devin. He wanted with Devin. Keyshawn asking for Devin. Devin ain't asking for Keyshawn. Keyshawn asking for Devin. They've been having a little rivalry for the last little couple of years now. And so, you know, he just, like he said, you know, he calling for him. Like I told him, I said, your fight really is with Tio. Your fight was really with Tio. That was the fight that was going to propel you, had you, you know what I'm saying, went through with the De Los Santos fight. That was your fight, you know, and that's just what happened. You know, but now, like I say, and Shakur's fight was with Devin. You know, they didn't make the fight because they couldn't come up with the split. See them both fight. Keyshawn is a guy that like to take on challenges. You know, he's very brash.
Dawood Bey is giving us his honest breakdown of a potential Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney fight. He gives both men their credit. They both look phenomenal. But when it comes to picking a winner, Bey leans toward Haney. The experience, the defensive IQ, and the quality of opposition Devin has already faced. All of that gives him the edge in Bey's eyes.
One fight at 140. Now he wants to go up and fight Devin Haney. It's a fight that Keyshawn always said that he wanted. Debo looked phenomenal. Keyshawn looked phenomenal, but at different weights. What's your thoughts on it if that were to occur next?
I got Haney. Haney been in there with better people. I think Haney got a better defense. I think Keyshawn is a good fighter. But I would lean towards Devin, his experience and some of the things he's been through. I lean towards Devin.
Is it a mistake just moving up right away to face Devin? Not necessarily getting acclimated to the weight. Devin's a naturally bigger guy. Not by much.
Little bro bigger than.
Bey also points to something that can't be ignored: the size. Haney is naturally the bigger man, and for Keyshawn to jump straight up and challenge him without fully settling into the weight class is a real risk. Bey believes that in a straight fight with no weight clauses, Haney's size, skill, and ring generalship will be too much for Keyshawn at this point in his career.
Shakur?
Yeah, he getting in the way of it. Because you see what they just was talking about it. Oh, you know, Shakur, what's up with that? Shakur, like, weight clause. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Dev, I ain't the weight clause. So you got to fight me straight up. So then, little bro right here, he bigger than me. We all around the same size. But they probably are they probably more so the same size. Shakur might be a tad smaller than Devin. Like, not smaller than me, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They be like 10 pounds apart in person.
And like walk around with you.
Yeah, they be like that in person. Like, that's how Salim is. He's smaller than a lot of people, but he's like fight weight wise, yeah, but like they just be a little bit bigger. I think Dev is probably a little bit bigger than Shakur. At the same time, if I'm Dev, I'm not taking no weight cut or none of that. Shakur, you gotta fight me straight up. Like, I ain't trying that.
Here's the thing. Devin Haney has no fight lined up. The runway is completely open. And with Keyshawn Davis just coming off a dominant performance over Jermaine Ortiz, a win that nobody from Loma to T.O. could manage, this fight makes all the sense in the world. As for Ryan Garcia versus Barrios, our analyst has his doubts. Ryan is talented, no question, but he's unpredictable, and unpredictable is risky.
A1. This is A1 steak sauce. Reason being, as we know, Devin is not occupied. Devin is a free, like he's free to the runway is open. This fight can happen. Keyshawn got through his last challenge. Jermaine Ortiz did it in fashion, got to knock out nobody from Loma to T.O. None of them knocked out Jermaine Ortiz. Make this fight happen. Ryan is about to fight Barrios. If Devin did fight the winner of that, cool. If it is Ryan, a lot of people want the rematch. But I feel like Ryan, this is my personal opinion, Ryan is super iffy. Super iffy. So you don't know what to expect with him.
The message from our analyst is clear. Make the Haney versus Keyshawn fight happen, and make it happen now. Beyond the boxing itself, he's passionate about something bigger. He wants to see top young Black American fighters compete against each other on the biggest stages. These matchups are criminally underrated, and it's time that changes.
Can ideally happen at any time. Give me this.
I want you to pick on me. Tell Debo come this way.
Tell Debo come this way. I want you to pick on me.
What you talking about?
What you talking about with it?
You know what Craig did to him.
I mean, it don't get more clear and more vocal than that. And for me, I'm going to be real. And some people, they might misconstrue this, but if you know, you know. I feel like a lot of these real good young Black American boxers, I want to see them fight some other young Black talent as well. Because when you have a Black fighter in the red corner and a Black fighter in the blue corner,
Keyshawn Davis isn't thinking small. He's made it perfectly clear. From 140 to 147 pounds, he doesn't believe anyone can touch him. He's got his sights set on Jermaine Ortiz first, and then a move up to welterweight. And our analyst? He thinks Keyshawn might be onto something, because that welterweight division right now is wide open.
Nobody can beat him from pretty much 40 to 47. And he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys. And then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know because I've been here.
But confidence only takes you so far. Our analyst reminds us that moving up in weight brings real challenges. Bigger, stronger opponents who've been living at that weight their whole careers. Davis is undeniably talented. But experience and tactical smarts are what separate contenders from champions at the top level. The potential is there. Now it's about navigating the journey the right way.
And when people can't make 40 anymore, just like Jarambus Ennis couldn't make 47, and he moved up to 154, now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Funduras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murda Zylev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you could mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, you know, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and like fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight, and I don't know anyone that wants.
Now we hear from a legend. Roy Jones Jr. is weighing in on a potential Devin Haney versus Keyshawn Davis fight, and he's approaching it with the kind of wisdom only someone who's been there can offer. He sees the talent on both sides clearly, but he suggests a catch weight around 143 to 144 pounds to keep things fair and competitive. In his view, Haney brings more tools and more IQ right now, but make no mistake, Keyshawn Davis is different, and different is dangerous.
And for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's going to be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different, and that's why I also said that, he's not just back, he's different. You understand me? So when you got a guy that has that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy, you can never count him out. However, if I was pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or two before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's going to become to beat.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough fight, you know, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really...
Mickey Bay is bringing it back down to earth. No hype, no noise, just real analysis. He believes Devin Haney can handle the step up in weight with relative ease, and that his speed advantage as the smaller man moving up could actually work in his favor. Bay also puts Haney's entire career in perspective, and when he does, one fight stands above the rest as the toughest challenge Haney has ever faced.
So it's like maybe something that Devin can definitely go out up there with ease, only need to deal with the size, but he's probably going to have the speed advantage because he's a smaller guy coming up. So, I mean, you tell me, do you feel like that's going to be harder than the Lomachenko fight?
No. I think Loma probably be his hardest top 2 or 3 fights in his whole career. I could predict that even going to the end, you know, to say if Devin fight 8, 9, 10 more years, that'd be one of his top 2 or 3 hardest fights because the age that he fought him. Loma was at his very peak. He was at his peak. He was older. He was right there at his top.
Bay wraps up his thoughts on a potential Shakur versus Haney fight by keeping it straightforward. Both men have the tools, but Haney's experience and composure give him a quiet edge that's hard to overlook. At the highest level, it's rarely about who's louder or who's more hyped. It comes down to who's truly prepared and who's built for the moment when it matters most.
So, no, it won't be as hard as that. But size-wise, yeah, that's a big factor because we saying the dude that was just lightweight a couple years ago, but you know, Dev wanted to be great. That's just something that's in him. It's only a few dudes like that in boxing right now that really want to do that kind of stuff. So, I mean, he got my blessing in making the fight. Like, Bill did ask me about it maybe a few weeks ago. I don't know how much further it got, but he did ask me what I thought. Like, you know, easy work.
Pretty much, you can see he's willing to fight anybody. Like, he doesn't really care who he fights.
He'd fight now too. It ain't no, like, we ain't doing no weight class or none of that. Like,